Hi everyone, Exxon here. I'm going to do a video of my first walkthrough with my first ever fursuit head and pre-made. I figured it'd be a perfect time for me to do that since the boy slash girl, whatever it is, it doesn't have a sex yet. Whoever ends up getting this wonderful creature can decide what they would like this to be. So I'm not trying to label it as anything but what it is, a Rottweiler. With all being said though, I figured it'd be pretty cool if I did a video of a rundown of my experience of teaching myself how to sew, how to do everything, and still a lot of improvement. But I feel like for my first fursuit head, it's pretty gnarly. So let's walk through it. So first, I got a hard base. I thought it was foam. It is not. My next head that I do, my goal is for this to sell, then I would use the money to get my next head. I will not be working on a hard base probably ever again. You cannot move the mouth. It makes it a lot more difficult to get in creases in places that you want to fur or do things to. You can't move it. It's solid, which for durability I guess could be better, but for creativity, for me, for my first experience, it was a lot harder to do to get into places that you would like. You know, with foam you can just open and squish and move and mold. With this base you cannot do that, so that was very difficult. Now the hardest part for me was the eyes. To get them to stay in was so difficult. I had to take a few breaks, and that's another thing. Take breaks, y'all. If you feel yourself getting tired, I remember when there was a night I stayed up until midnight sewing, and I realized I was sewing something backwards. I had to cut all the stitching out, put it aside, put everything away, and go to sleep, and then start up the next day refreshed. Now let me tell you, when you get sleep, you can see the difference. So do not overwork yourself, because it will definitely show in your work in some areas. Now also, I've never sewed with thread in my life. I have sewed things on my crochet projects I do for my Etsy, but I've never used thread ever. So I taught myself how to sew with working with the Rottweiler. So you can see some thread, not like thread, but like, you know, stitching a little bit, just like, you know, you can on my suits and whatnot. But the cool thing is you can see as I was progressing through the suit. So that to me, as a first time maker of a suit, is really freaking cool, honestly, to see my progress and how I was like getting the hang of it through my progression. I will say my favorite part of what I did on the suit would have definitely had to been the ears. The ears were definitely fun. A lot of work, a little bit, very tedious, but it was really fun to do. Another tedious thing I would have to say, the neck. People, especially me, thought, oh, it's a neck. It can't be that hard. It ain't that serious. I was wrong. The neck, for whatever reason, I struggled with. I don't know why, but it was just, yeah, a little annoying to do. The nose was a little difficult, but once I got it, I actually did this nose 3 times. So 4 times before I decided. The 4th one was the one I wanted to stick on here and do. But also lining the eyebrows up was a little hard as well. I had to do that a few times too. But I mean, for my first head, I am pretty modest with myself. I feel like I did pretty good. I can't wait to see what my next head will look like now that I know, you know, to learn from my mistakes. Now, that's another thing. Do not be upset with your mistakes. Learn from it and then go on. Don't be upset, because you have to make mistakes to be like, oh, if it looks like this when I did this, well, maybe next time I could do this and it would look better. Another thing, you need to keep in your head that this is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun. Do not think of it as a chore or you're getting paid for it. Like, you know, you would if you were an actual fursuit maker. Just keep in your head, this is fun. It's something, you know, just to see what I can do, what I can make. And it makes the experience a lot more enjoyable, and it makes your work look a lot more good, in my opinion. When I felt myself getting stressed, I had to stop, take a break. Breaks are very important. I can't stress it enough, to be honest. Let me also say there is a Velcro strap, just like an Exxon and the Rottweiler. The Velcro strap is very strong. Now the Velcro strap is the first thing where I tested my sewing and where I was teaching myself to sew. So with that being said, I got the hang of it. I got it in place. Cool. I followed a tutorial on how to do that off TikTok. Now, the Velcro is very strong, so if you have long hair, whoever buys this suit, even if you don't have long hair, I'm still going to provide from my own. I'm going to buy a balaclava that can be worn with the suit because your hair will get stuck in it. So that's my biggest complaint so far with me making the suit. And obviously, I don't want that to happen like it happened to me. So definitely wear the balaclava every single time you suit with this head because the Velcro strap is extremely strong. Does its job, but it does its job a little too good. So definitely advise of that. Now, when we got the little nubby tail here, this was fun to make. This was my favorite. I definitely want to make one for Nubs as well, aka Exxon, because this was fun to make. The fur obviously doesn't really match him, but I'm still might just make one, whatever, in the brown just to do it. But this was really fun to make. I might even make a bigger nub. That way the pre-made will have 2 nubs. I am also making hand paws for the pre-made as well. So that's another video I can do once I'm done making the paws. I'm just waiting for fur to get here so I can make the paws for the pre-made. So obviously whoever would buy this, if by the time my fur is in here, they would just have to wait a little bit just for me to get the paws done so that you can have all your stuff. But this was probably my favorite thing to do. I love it so much. It's so cute. This is my first tail I've ever made in my life. So very, very good. I don't think this is bad at all. But yeah, that's my experience so far with the suit. I got this done fairly quickly. I think it only took me a month to make this head and tail. I'm gonna say two months max, but I honestly think it only took me a month. I did this fairly quick, so that's also impressive to me. I doubted myself and I did something I always wanted to do, but I was so scared. So another thing to take from this video is do it. Take your time, think of it as fun, don't be discouraged, and just go for it. This boosted my confidence so much. I've had so many people supporting me on the way. I've had so many people compliment the suit, say how good it is, and telling me to make another one, which I am. I can't wait to see what my next suit will look like, and I can't wait to, you know, hopefully improve my quality, improve my skills, and improve someone else's life with something that I made. I already make things, as you see, and I make crochet items on my Etsy. Check it out if you'd like. So I am very crafty with my hands. Now I know that I can do even bigger things with my hands. I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more videos of a whole bunch of stuff coming from me. Love y'all. Bye.